don't adjust your monitor or your radio or anything that you're watching or listening to this on. We are here with a little bit of an announcement before we get into the podcast today.
Okay.
We recorded our podcast for this week before we realized that we needed to put this together to make this announcement. So You're going to see this same exact announcement on over the next couple of podcasts, probably. So that's how we roll here.
I'm as confused as you are.
No, we are so excited because we're going to do something this week that we've never done before. Never. Have we? No, we have never done this before. And that is this coming Thursday evening. That's going to be Thursday, April 27th. Mm-hmm. We are going to do a live YouTube event. See, when you use the word event, it makes it sound much fancier than...
You're an event planner.
That's right.
Okay.
So this Thursday, again, April 27th, starting at 6:30, we're going to broadcast live over YouTube, through YouTube, a beginning of our discussion on the hit Netflix original program, 13 Reasons Why. Mm-hmm. 13 Reasons Why is a wild hit. Right. It is a massively popular program, and there's lots of people talking about it. There's lots of people, lots of kids talking about it, teenagers talking about it, lots of parents talking about it, and we need to talk about it.
Right. Lots of discussion among parents, among teachers, school administrators, how to handle it. Some schools are actually showing it, so that it can be the topic of discussion, much to the chagrin of some parents.
Exactly.
So there's a divided opinion on this topic.
Right.
So we want to take a good, close look at it.
Right.
The issue for us is that there are important issues raised by the book and the film.
Absolutely. I read the book years ago, and the wow. I really enjoyed the book. The program is also very compelling. There's some things.
The Netflix.
Right. There's a little bit that's different in the program than in the book. But so we're going to dig into it from a mental health perspective in a lot of depth. And so what we're going to do this coming Thursday, again, April 27th at 6:30, we're going to start broadcasting. And this week is just the overview. We're just going to talk about it, talk about some of the issues in general, talk about some things that you should think about prior to watching the film, the program yourself, and a little bit maybe about what to do if your kids have already watched it, and you're sort of experiencing some of the consequences, ramifications of them having viewed it already.
That's right, because we want your children to talk to you about the film, and so that's going to be one of the things that we talk about repeatedly is that we want your children to talk to you, not to go to other people to talk about this book and movie. Right.
So we will be posting the schedule that will follow because we're going to, over the next few weeks, we're going to go not episode by episode, but we're going to go tape by tape. And so that will make much more sense to you on Thursday as we do the overview. But we're looking at this Thursday, April 27th, to start with the overview, and then we'll hit tape 1 next week. Now, the schedule is going to not be on the same day every week, simply because of our schedules and because we're trying to fit this in while it's still early enough to where we can hopefully provide some information and everything. So the first date is this Thursday. Then the second date is going to be next Monday. That's May 1st. We will be doing the tape 1 discussion. And then we'll work from there. There'll be a couple of Thursdays, then a couple of Wednesdays, and we'll just kind of be... but we'll have everything detailed, and we will do our very best to stick with that specific schedule as we go through all 7 tapes. Right. So, all right. Okay. We're really excited about it. Yeah. We're going to be I'm going to post flyers and things so that everybody can hopefully tune in. If you tune in live, what's going to be awesome is that you're going to be able to chat with us. You're going to be able to watch it live. You can chat to us, and we will be interacting with you, answering questions, and responding to things directly at the time that we're having recording the podcast. And then that episode, that recording, will be posted as a podcast and as a YouTube video the subsequent Saturday, as our weekly
That's right.
Saturday
so
podcast.
if you can't be here for the live broadcast, which we would prefer because we can interact.
Right.
It's also going to be interactive.
Yeah.
It will be on tape.
Yes.
So you'll be able to access it.
So, it's going to be fantastic.
It'll be fun. Yeah.
Can't wait. So, check it out. Be there. If you have questions, message me. You can message me on Twitter at Dr. Berney, or you can message on Facebook at either the Mental Breakdown Facebook page or at our Psychological Associates of Central Florida Facebook page. But get in touch with us if you have any questions, or on the blog, thementalbreakdown.com.
Right.
Message us, write to us, let us know if you have any questions, and we will answer those questions and be looking forward to Thursday night.
Yep.
So again, that's Thursday night, April 27th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I should include that.
EST.
Yeah. Is it still Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Time?
Daylight Savings Time.
Yeah. So EDT.
Eastern Daylight? DST. Daylight Savings Time.
Eastern Time.
We're 6:30 in the East.
6:30 in Florida.
Right.
Or New York. All right. That's it. So.
But not Newfoundland.
No. We are so looking forward to this. So we can't wait to see you there and to actually have a chance to interact with you all. So, all right. Until then, bye-bye. Whether you're looking for answers to specific life questions or seeking to become the best version of you possible, welcome to the Mental Breakdown and Psychreg podcast, where we offer insight, information, and strategies based upon research and years of practice as clinical psychologists. So sit back, have a listen, and get connected with our hosts, Dr. Berney Wilkinson and Dr. Richard Marshall. Welcome back again. Here we are again. But this time, we're going to talk. Were you going to sing?
No.
You're going to sing to me?
It was the song that we used to sing, but never mind.
We've never heard you sing on the podcast
and
before.
Nor will you.
You won't know when the camera's on and recording next time.
No, I will.
We'll see.
I can follow that little thing.
So today we're going to talk about something that when you first hear the name of it,
yes,
it was interesting. I thought it was going somewhere completely different. I was thinking about those Cialis commercials where the people are outside in their bathtubs, like looking at the sunset, and I was thinking, why would people really promote that?
Right.
But we're talking about today. We're going to talk about this new Japanese practice, but it's not just in Japan. It's in other places as well.
They do this in Europe.
Yeah.
I realize now this is where I've seen this.
Okay. And so it's called forest bathing.
Forest bathing.
Right.
Like forest, like woods.
Yeah. That's why, that's where I was thinking about the Cialis commercials where they're outside in the bathtub.
In the woods.
Yeah. You haven't seen those commercials? You don't watch TV.
No.
But you want a Twitter account.
No, I don't.
I'm going to keep mentioning that. Just to...
Hey, if you're listening, those of you who know us know that
this is my favorite part.
Berney will not allow me to have a Twitter account. You may find that strange. What do you mean Berney won't allow you to? Well, there are certain prerogatives that he has, and one of them is over technology.
Well, what's funny
because he's paid the price of my technological errors enough times that he doesn't trust me with all these gadgets.
Well, and what's funny is that if you knew how to do it, you could just go and make one anytime you wanted to, but you know that you need my help. That's why you need my permission.
And the other thing is that yesterday I happened to mention this to my 18-year-old daughter. She wasn't the least bit surprised that
She agreed with me.
She said, "Oh, I agree with Dr. Berney that you shouldn't have a Twitter account, Dad. You'd probably make some mistakes that you'd regret."
Those who know,
know. Anyway.
So forest bathing.
Forest bathing.
Forest bathing is the idea of getting out in nature. And that's really... basically it. Sort of unplugging.
Right.
Leave your phones and everything in the car.
And I think that's part of this process. It's not just the forest. It's not only where you're going, it's what you're leaving behind.
Right. And so leaving the electronic doodads, as you would say, behind.
Gadgets.
Gadgets, not doodads?
Well, my dad would have called them doodads, but he's older than I am.
Okay.
I call them gadgets.
Gadgets.
Right. Digital gadgets.
Go Gadget. You remember that show?
No.
You don't remember that show?
No.
Inspector Gadget?
No.
Oh, that's
I've heard
sad.
of it.
That's well, you were probably in college by the time
Easy.
that came out. So,
oh, I remember.
What is today? Is this just like a?
It's ageism. No, you have a prejudice against old people. It's okay.
It's just against you.
Oh, that's comforting.
My mom. Well, I was gonna say my mom has a Twitter account, but I don't think she does.
She doesn't know how to use it.
Well, no, but
she has one.
Right.
She's way ahead of me.
I don't know if she does or not. Anyways, what? You're getting
so
off topic.
Forest bathing is not only where you go; it's what you leave behind. Right. And I think part of the issue here is leaving all the digital devices and the noise and the chaos behind. Right. All that noise and going to a different place.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that's a really important aspect of this, because what you're doing is as you said, you're leaving behind a lot of the things that keep us distracted and keep us plugged in and hyperstimulated and all of that, to go out into nature and spend time quiet. Oftentimes it's quiet, just with natural sounds, and just spending time outside. And what is fantastic is that research has demonstrated that it's actually really good for us.
You know, there's a picture. Somebody sent you this article, right?
Yes, a friend of ours.
A listener, right? Sent you the article. There's a picture with it of it's almost a tunnel of trees with an individual in the foreground, way at the end of a path. And my first thought when I saw the picture, the person is sort of surrounded by foliage, and I thought, man, imagine how easy it would be to breathe in there with all that oxygen.
Oh yeah.
Because all those leaves,
right?
You know, you're surrounded by all this vegetation, so all those things are giving off oxygen. Okay. There aren't any cars around.
Right.
There's no air conditioning. There's nothing else. There's no mold. There's nothing else in the environment except oxygen.
Right.
You know, and I thought, wow, that would be a wonderful place to be. So again, you're leaving the toxicity of a city or of an apartment or a closed. You know, our buildings don't open, and I mean, and even if you step outside in a city, you're stepping into toxic air. Yeah. So this is an oxygen-rich environment you'd be going into. Yeah. What a wonderful thing that would be.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a fascinating thing, because it's not fascinating. It's interesting, because people who used to do these kinds of things, you know, you've mentioned in not so distant past podcasts about, you know, hippies and tree huggers. And, you know, again, the research is really suggesting that spending time outdoors in nature, you know, I've even read some articles about actually physically hugging trees, you know, that doing some of these things, and I do sound like a tree hugger when I say that, but actually doing some of these things relieves anxiety, relieves stress, and helps get rid of some of that baggage that we carry, that emotional and mental baggage that we carry. It allows us to get rid of that in very easy ways.
Right. The other thing that I wanted to mention, and this happened to me this morning, you and I arrive here fairly early in the morning. And when we leave our houses, it's dark.
Right.
Okay. Long before dawn.
Right.
Okay. And when I walk out of my house in daylight hours, I live in a quiet neighborhood. I mean, there aren't a lot of sounds around in my neighborhood, but there's something about walking into the daylight hours, and maybe it's distant sounds from cars and things. But when I walk out of my house in the early morning at 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning, it's the same doorway, the same porch, the same everything. There's a serenity that I don't feel at any other, and I felt it this morning, you know, where I just walked out, wow, it's so peaceful out here because it's quiet. And that's what forest bathing would provide for you, that calming. You and I did electrophysiology, brain imaging, brain mapping for years. Right. And one of the things we learned is that every time you get a novel stimulus, your brain produces an electrical charge. Right. Okay, it's what keeps you awake and what alerts you. And as you are
within, what is it, 300 microseconds,
300 milliseconds,
or milliseconds of the sound,
a third of a second,
right?
You know, yeah,
because it's P300,
right? And the brain, everybody's brain produces this alerting response. Well, if you're watching your phone and TV and listening to noise, you're constantly producing that wave. Okay, you're constantly arousing your brain, as it were. And when you enter these other places, you're reducing the P300 waveform. You know, because you don't. Your brain just isn't being stimulated as often or as intensely as it is in these more toxic environments, whether it's noise or smells or breathing. So you're not stimulating your brain as much, and your brain has a chance to quiet. People today are complaining about their memories that don't seem to be what they used to be. They're not going to be as long as you're constantly arousing your brain. Your brain needs time to consolidate the sensory inputs. We're not giving our brains time to consolidate sensory inputs, and we are becoming more forgetful.
Absolutely.
It's not because of age. It's because I think it's because we're constantly arousing our brains.
Absolutely. So,
try some forest bathing.
Absolutely, find some.
They do it in Europe. They do it in Germany. There's a name for this in Germany.
They do it in
Scandinavian countries.
There's places in the United States as well. There's in California. There's people who practice this who are certified. They're not certified forest bathers, but they're certified eco therapists or something like that. So, definitely check out this website or this article. It's from World Economic Forum. So it's a really interesting article, and definitely encourage you to find your way outside and into the woods a little bit.
Into the quiet. Leave your cell phone in the car.
Yeah,
don't take it with you. Remove yourself from the devices. We've said many times that 2 generations ago, you didn't take your TV with you when you went in the car. You didn't take your phone. You couldn't because everything had to be connected. Today, with portability, we can be surrounded by it all the time, no matter where we go. And every once in a while, you got to take a break.
So, all right. So
take a break in a forest.
Yeah. Don't bring your phone. You won't have good reception out there anyways. So.
That's true. There are no cell towers. Those are trees, not cell towers.
Absolutely. So, all right. Until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, and forget to be afraid.